All right, so here it is, Memorial Day weekend, and just getting ready to go out into the bee yard. This will be the first hive inspection that I've done. Kind of been feeding them a little bit, but this will be my first hive inspection since putting them into their new home. So currently looking at the temperature, we're looking, I don't know if anybody can see that. Yeah, we're just a little under 70 degrees right now. It actually feels pretty nice. It is always a little bit warm in my bee suit. I think I'm always, commenting like, how warm is it today in the bee yard? So when you wear these full suits, even though mine is called an air suit, it does make it still a little bit harder to move around, and kind of feel like I'm walking in a marshmallow sometimes. But anyway, gonna light up my smoker here real quick, and then we're gonna open the gates and put my veil on, and then we'll go check the bees and see how they're doing. Okay, so when I'm using smoke in my bee yard, I use a lot of burlap because it's an organic material. I also use pine cones, and I also use these little kind of, I guess they're kind of like a cotton plug. So anything organic, nothing that's going to have any strange chemicals on it. The burlap that we use is not treated with anything. It's just its purest source of fiber. It wants to light. I'm gonna get us a couple squeezes here just to get this thing going. Sometimes it takes a hot second. One important thing to note with beekeepers when you're using smoke, I learned this from my master beekeeper friend, is that you want to make sure that your smoke is smoking, but it's not hot smoke. So I'm not trying to superheat my bees, and I'm not trying to light them on fire. I'm trying to just create some smoke. There we go. There we go. Got that rolling. Okay. On to the bee yard. Okay. Well, we're going to start with hive number 2. See how everybody's doing. Just going to come around and very nicely kind of let them know. Hello, girls. Alright, let's take a look and see what we're working with. So I'm not looking for anything on Here's a pollen patty. This is everything that they have left of their little pollen patty. I'm not even sure if you guys are seeing me. Sorry, the angle is a little bit hard. So yeah, there's that. That's everything that was left over that I gave them from a big long strip of a pollen patty. It's about this big. It's about, I think, 2 pounds worth of pollen, so they've made good use of that. We will give that back to them here in a second. I'll put that right there. All right. So, let's see how much they've propolized this box. So this top box had a lot of resources on it. We're just going to see what they've got going on. Not too bad. I might just lift out a couple of these. Oh, we're kind of busy in there. We're gonna yeah, they're doing great. All right, I'm gonna take this one off. This is kind of an extra frame. Not really where the queen would lay her brood, so I'm not worried about taking that off. I also have to take off this next box because I'll be looking for the queen. She won't be in these top boxes, but I'm going to take some of these out just to take a peek and see how they're doing with the space I'm giving them, because these are pretty empty. So nothing on that yet. Oh my. Propolis is nice and warm, so they're keeping it nice and warm here for the baby bees. That's awesome. So all that stuff on the end of my hook there, that's propolis. That's great. Already almost got this one capped. A lot of this were resources that were given to them. So they're doing great. They're doing what they should. I might just turn this around just to encourage them to start filling off the empty side. Put that in here. Whew, sweating already. Doing like little bitty baby puffs. I'm not trying to full blast them with the heat of the smoke. I'm just kind of encouraging them down into the hive, just so it's easier for me to inspect. This is almost completely capped honey on this side. Wow. Got some good nectar going on. That's great. Good job, girls. So everybody that keeps commenting that my honey was the best honey they've ever had, I sure do appreciate that. I can't take all the credit. The bees do the work, but it is a labor of love. And anybody that's been following in the news, kind of some of the stuff that's going on with bees right now, there's been a lot of colony collapse. So it's kind of a scary time to be a beekeeper, because there's just a lot of weird stuff that's going on that, you know, trying to figure out why, you know, commercial beekeepers, hobbyist beekeepers are losing 60, 70, 80% of their hives, or sometimes a full colony, which happened to me. They just up and left. No understanding, no reason why. They had all the resources they needed. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to take my hooks inside and wash them. They are already super sticky with propolis. Propolis is all that sap that they get from the trees. Oh, babies! Baby brood! Look at you guys! Look at you guys go! Signs of the queen. That is a good thing. She's doing a great job. She's doing what she needs to do. I don't see the queen, but there's signs of the queen up there because there are larvae in gestational period where they look like great big white worms, kind of look like little, and they're not capped yet, so they will be soon. Let's see. So if the queen is laying eggs mid frame here, she could be in here, so I gotta be careful not to drop her. I always want to see the queen if I can, just to make sure that she looks healthy, that she's got bees around her, that they're attending her like they should be. Oop, I just got pinged, so that will happen. Give them just a little bit of smoke. Smoke also disrupts their pheromones, so they can't. They can communicate with each other, but it makes it hard to send those attack signals if they can't get through the smoke. And I'm not doing anything that's gonna make them want to attack. I'm not. Oh, there's my queen. There is my queen. I would love to show her to you. Let's see here. I don't know. She's a little blue dot. She's kind of right toward the bottom of the frame here. Last time I tried doing this, it didn't really capture well, and I can't really see much. But she's right here. Here's my queen. So, because I see signs of a healthy colony, the queen is up here. I am not going to go any further. I saw my queen. I saw different stages of her laying, which is awesome. That's what we want. So I'm going to put her back in. Nice and gentle. Don't squish her. I'm going to move all of these back. So hopefully you guys got to see the queen. She has a little blue dot on her. Haven't figured out the whole editing process yet where I can give you guys like a little circle on the screen to show you where she's at. You know, when you're just basically running things off of your phone, you have the most basic equipment, so that's what you get. Alright, we're going to put this one back in. Nice empty frame. Make sure not to squish anybody, so you go nice and slow when you put it back in. Don't need anybody sounding off any alarms that it's time to start stinging people. Okay, moving on. Pause this real quick. I'm going to close this back up, and then we'll move over to the next one. Well, my husband picked an inopportune time to fire up the lawnmower, so I'm just going to sit here for a second and watch and observe these girls before I open this hive up. I don't want the vibrations freaking them out, so. Got the smoker kind of close by. Okay, so we're going to dive into hive number 1. often a little bit more docile than the other ones, so let's see how they're doing with their resources. I gave them a little bit of sugar, which is still pretty full. That was a top off I did for them, so I just gave them a little bit of sugar. They have a little hole that they can climb up through, so I'm just going to put this down. Sugar helps them build wax faster. So let's see what they're going on here. All right, so pollen patty is looking good. Very gooey. I have to set that somewhere. You can feel the little bees underneath it. I'll set this on the box here for just a second. So they're eating on the pollen patty, so that's good. A lot of great nutrients in here while we're waiting for major plant and flower sources to start pollinating. Even though there's a lot right now that are, this just gives them a little bit of a head start. Back in there. All right, so put the sugar out of the way so I knock it over, step on it. I'm gonna introduce myself. Looks like right through the center they're making some wonky comb, which I don't like because it's really hard to inspect wonky comb. Clean that out pretty well. So put this on. One, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nope, got 8 frames in there. I don't know why they're building wonky comb. Should be tight. Okay, well good. So they're working on all of their new comb. They're building that out. This is pretty much a darn near empty frame. So we're gonna just put that in here, nice and easy. Luckily the propolis is nice and sticky, so it's not stuck too hard yet. They are superheating the hive there, which is good because then that means they've got brood in there that they're trying to keep warm. Oh, you're a brand new baby bee. Look at you. You're all fuzzy still. All right. Brand new baby bees that have just hatched are very fuzzy. The longer they've been in the hive, the longer they've been doing things for the hive, those little fine hair follicles kind of fall off and they start looking darker because not all of that little peach fuzz makes them look like they're just like light. So darker bees usually are an indication of an older bee, but not always, because it also does depend on their specific breed or species of bee. Specific breeds will have different colorings. And I have to rip this hive or comb apart, unfortunately, because they're building it all funky right through the center. And this sucks because this makes it very, very hard to do a hive inspection. Damn it. I'm gonna have to rip part of it, see if I can get these bees to kind of, So I had some larvae in there and I didn't really want to chew up all my baby larvae in the process. So uncapped larvae in this one already that I'm seeing. Making some drone comb. Brand new baby bees. So we're doing good. I'm seeing really good positive signs of different bees at different stages of life. What are we doing here, girls? Let's just scooch out of the way. You're making queen cups? It better not be. Okay, that's just honey. Okay, you're sucking on some honey. All right. I'm gonna have to move that. All right. So this is a good one I can bring over and show you. So this one, where are we at? So this one, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this or not, but we've got some different colored bees. Like right through here, we've got like basically brand new baby bees. They've still got a lot of fuzz on them. Some of these darker girls, they've been in the hive for a while. So nothing going on with this one. No queen. Shows me she's in the next box down. Alright. So I'm going to put all these back. And we're going to lift off this next box and we're going to find our queen. Since this one's got some wonky comb going, I'll make sure that it's got a little bit more separation from the others, because I don't want them to build it out. But now the challenge is also still getting it back in. Bees are being super great. They're just, they're not super aggressive or anything right now. I just love it. So, okay. I know the queen's not in this box, so I'm going to pull this one up and I'm going to tip it sideways so I can get to the next frame or the next box down. There we go. Very gently, I'm going to lay this on its side. All right. And this one, try to pick this up a little bit so you can see. Look how many bees we got in here. So some of these very, very light colored bees, these are new bees. Like this one right here, see her? She's a brand new kind of baby bee. See how light colored her abdomen is? She's a brand new bee. Okay, I'm gonna set you guys down. Make sure you can still see me. Okay, we're gonna squish this. Sorry, guys. Okay, now here comes the fun part. Let's find my queen. Let's see how these girls are doing. And it is looking actually really great in here. I mean, they've got another box that they haven't utilized yet, but we'll see how crowded these frames are looking before I determine what I'm going to do. I left my other J-hook in my bee supply room, and I'm not going to use my other one because I try to keep my tools between hives separated, so that way, just in case there's anything funky going on with one hive to the next, you're not spreading diseases. A lot of great progress on this one. I see great nectar. I see pollen mix. I see some capped honey mixed on this one. Pollen, capped honey. This looks great. Different stages of bees on this frame. Love that. All right, girls, I need you to move. All right, where's my smoke? You're gonna need a little encouragement to scooch on down. At least scooch away from the boxes I'm trying to work on here. I see bees with the pollen baskets on them right now, trying to look for spots to put their pollen. Kind of neat. Oh. Okay. Slow is fast, and fast is not good at all. Don't want to squish your bees. Okay. Got some funky comb going on the bottom here, so we're going to get that scraped off. Ooh. So I've got new bees. Looks like they're filling it up with nectar, pollen. No sign of the queen yet. Roll it a couple times just to make sure I'm not missing her. So they like to hide on you. Right? She's not on here, big old drone. Drones are the male bees. Their main job is to kind of, they have a couple jobs. I always kind of knock on the drones, but their main job in life is to mate with queens. Not of their own colony, because obviously that wouldn't work. That would poison their genetics. Thank God nature and bees are smarter than that, because queens will not mate with anybody from their own colony. They will hold, when the virgin queens do their mating flight, they will mate with like 5 or 6 different drone bees, and they will store, oh, there's my queen bee. I see her. I want to put her back in just because I don't want her accidentally falling out, and I want her comfortable in her hive, so we're gonna put her back in there. She's just in on that side of the frame, so I do want to take a look at just a couple more frames just to see how she's got her laying pattern going in here. These bees are just so stinking docile right now. This is awesome. So anyway, queen bees, virgin queens. So when they go on their mating flight, they'll only go on one mating flight. And what happens is that they will, like I said, mate with 5 or 6 different bees, drones. And then they store all of that semen in their abdomen. And that's why the queens are always a little bit bigger. And, oh, come on. Come on out. Come on out. Oh, there we go. Oh gosh, you guys are just crowding this frame. Oh, just got a ping. Okay, we've got some brood in here. Baby brood. Okay, not messing with the brood. You guys can go back in there. I'm not messing with your hive. We're good. I'm just looking for signs of new eggs. I mean, I see eggs in different stages of larvae, but just looking to see where she's laying her eggs, because those are going to look a little bit different. Come on, girls, out of the way. Move. I don't want to squish. No squishing. Okay. So everybody's always asking me, aren't you afraid of getting stung? Kind of. I mean, I don't want to get stung. But if you're going slow and you're picking up your frames where you're supposed to, you won't get stung. Ooh, what do you guys got going on here? You've got baby bees in there, and I can't really justify scraping them off right at the moment. It's not what I want. Sometimes they like to build their comb down. Love listening to them. close these girls up. I know where my queen is. See, the problem is now that you kind of separate everything out, these bees get curious and they start trying to crawl all over the frames, kind of where you don't want them to, because you need to kind of squish these back together. So we're going to go very, very slowly so they have time to move out of the way. And we're not going to set off anybody's pheromones today. Come on, get out of there. All right, so pretty sure my queen is on this one right here. Nice and slow, nice and slow. Very, very slow. Come on, girls, get out of there. Get out of the way of the frames. And even though it looks like I mean, I've got tons of bees that I see in here that I've got pollen on them, I think I still will give them their resources. I'm still going to put their pollen patties back in there for them. I'm still going to give them their sugar. Oops. Just disrupted a little bee bridge. Did you see that? I'll check the ground, make sure that they're not all on the ground before I step. A bunch of them have already flown away. Oops. Okay, now we're going to space these back out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. All right, here we are. Okay, gonna put the other box back on very slowly. Try not to squish anybody in the process. Don't worry, these bees will find home. If I need to, I can always. Little bitty baby bees. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. They're so fuzzy. I don't know why that one's sticking up, but a little bit it is. I gotta be careful not to get rocks on these. It happens. Make sure everything's lined up. And the box is going my box is going the wrong way. That's why. I'm an idiot. No, it's not. That's on the right. That's the right side up. Just looks like it. Well, that's good. It's a different box that I got from somebody, and it's slightly-ish bigger, I think. All right. Pollen patties, back to you girls. I'm going to separate that out a bit. Pollen patty, 1. Oops. Pollen patty, 2. I got here. I don't know if that was from the yellow jackets or what, but scraping some extra stuff off here. Smearing it with a little bit of their propolis. That way, kind of, whatever they left here, it kind of seals it up. Alright. Those are done. Put their box back on. Okay, they got their pollen patties. Put back in their sugar so they can have that for the moment. And we'll put their top back on. Looks like their inner cover came with it. Oh. Now I get to clean up the bee yard a little bit. There's always a little bit of time at the end of the day to pull weeds. They're not any beneficial weeds that are going to make flowers for my bees, so that's what we're going to do. All right, well, I hope everybody has a great Memorial Day weekend. Everybody was safe, had a good time. It was meaningful with family.